Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome to Wellness Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Our check-in question for today is, what did you have for lunch? So if you want to let us know what you had for lunch in the chat box, that would be awesome.
Yeah, make sure you are logged into your YouTube account if you want to be able to talk to us in the chat. So go ahead and do that, and we're going to get started in just a minute.
What did you have for lunch today, Miss Maria?
I had a couple of things. I had a sandwich, and I had crackers, which were good, and I had sunflower seeds, which some of you all may get in your lunch sometimes, and those are really good.
Awesome.
What did you have for lunch?
I had a chicken salad wrap, so that was really good. So some chicken with celery in it, and I put honey mustard on it.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yes, and I had an apple as well.
Awesome. Ooh. In the chat, someone had Pop-Tarts.
I love Pop-Tarts. What kind of Pop-Tarts did you have? Yum.
Awesome.
Very nice. So before we started, as we always do, Miss Marie and I both washed our hands. So we are ready to cook. Remember, if you're cooking along with us or you want to cook later on, same recipe, remember always to wash your hands, especially if you're sharing with other people. So since Miss Marie and I are both going to share the bean dip that we're making, we want to make sure we start with clean hands.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Should we wait one more minute, do you think? See if anyone else comes on.
Ooh, cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Nice.
Awesome. Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so we'll wait like 30 more seconds.
Awesome.
Today is so nice out. I hope everyone got a chance to go outside, get some vitamin D from the sun. That's so good for us.
Yes, perfect for Wellness Wednesday.
Exactly, yes.
Awesome. Okay, I think we should get started. So should we go over our ingredients first?
Yes, I think so.
All right, awesome. So today we're making bean dip. And we said that we can use any kind of beans. So whatever you all like, you can choose. And we are actually using cannellini beans. And give it a close up. This is what they look like. So we have our beans, most important ingredient for our bean dip. We also have olive oil in this jar here. We have salt, very important. We also have over here our lemon. You can use lemon like this, or you can use lemon juice that comes in a bottle, whatever you have, whatever's easier. And then we have some herbs that we're going to be using today. So we have thyme. Let's see if we can get a close up there of what the thyme looks like. We also have rosemary. There's the rosemary. And we have this parsley here. So this is a really cool recipe because you can use any type of herbs that you like. They can be dried herbs or they can be fresh herbs like this. And then optional, you can also add any other spices you like. So we are having garlic powder to put in our dip. And then, so those are our ingredients to make the dip. And we also have some things that we're going to be dipping into the dip. So we have carrots here. We have baby carrots, which sometimes come in school lunch, which is awesome. And we have crackers. So that's what we're going to be dipping in our dip.
Awesome. I see some more comments. I see someone's going to have a pulled pork sandwich for lunch. That sounds awesome.
Yum.
And I see Dave's on. Hi, Dave.
Awesome.
So as well as our ingredients, we also need a few materials for this dip. So I'll walk through our materials.
Awesome.
So first we have in our sink here, we have a colander. So this is like a bowl with lots of holes in it. This is what we're going to use to rinse off some of our herbs and wash the things that we're going to be using, as well as our beans. We have this handy tool, which is to juice our lemon, which we'll talk more about in a second. We have a cutting board, as well as a knife, a fork, and a bowl. And today we are also using a recipe. So this is our food core recipe book. So this is our bean dip formula, which we're using. So we'll talk through our ingredients and we're going to be following this recipe, which is awesome.
Yep. And also our can of beans here has this pull tab to open it. But if yours doesn't, then you'll also need a can opener.
Very true.
Awesome.
Sounds
All right,
good. Let's
great.
get going.
So what's our first step?
So our first step, this is kind of a general recipe. So it has all of our ingredients. Beans, which we have, olive oil, which we have, fresh herbs, lemon juice, and salt. Awesome. And then the steps are to just add all the ingredients together and mash and mix them. So that's pretty easy. So I think we can maybe start with our beans. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Very
so
nice.
Like we said, you can use any kind of beans that you like. We're using cannellini beans, which are white beans. And before I open the can, I'm actually going to rinse it under water. Sometimes with cans when they're in the grocery store or whatever, a lot of people are touching them, and we like to try to be as germ-free as possible. So going to rinse this, and then we're going to open the can and add it to our bowl.
Yes. So we chose to use cannellini beans, which are a white bean, but you can use any kind of bean that you want. You can use black beans, pinto beans. You can let us know in the chat what your favorite kind of way to eat beans is.
Awesome.
We'd love to know.
Miss Maren, what's your favorite kind of bean?
I think I like black beans. I really like black beans on tacos. So I'm gonna have to go
That's
with
a good
that.
one, yeah.
And sometimes I'll put it like with my eggs in the morning with salsa.
Ooh.
That's really good too.
That's a good way to have it.
How about you?
I like chickpeas a lot and lentils. I think those are considered a bean. But I like all kinds of beans, so
Very nice.
those are my favorites. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna open the can. So just be careful when you're opening the can. The lid part can be very sharp, so you don't want to cut ourselves. So let's open this up very carefully. And there's our beans. So we are going to be rinsing our beans. So I'm going to pour them in our colander. And sometimes you can get beans like stuck in the can there. So I'm going to rinse them out of the can like this.
Ooh, we have more different ways to eat beans. So red beans with potatoes. That sounds really good. And red beans and white rice. Yum.
Ooh, yeah, rice and beans is an awesome one.
That's really good.
Okay, so we're washing our beans here. You can see all the bean water.
Nice. And why do we wash our beans?
The beans in the can are pretty salty, so that's one of our reasons. And I think they just taste better.
Yeah. Very nice. So she is,
Our
tossing them around to get all the extra water out because we want to make sure we have just the beans in there.
Yep, so those are our beans. And I loved canned beans because they're already cooked. They're so easy to use. You just open the can, rinse them, and then use them like that. Dried beans are a little harder because they take a long time to cook. Awesome. So I'm going to put our beans into our bowl. And
nice.
there they are. Awesome. So what should we add next?
I'd say let's do the oil.
Okay.
Start the mixing process.
Good
Right?
idea. Yes. So we're using olive oil for this. And I think we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of oil. So if you have a spoon to measure, that's awesome. We're just going to measure this 2 spoonfuls, put them into the bowl with the beans because we're combining all the ingredients together. So we don't have a spoon, so we're eyeballing this. But that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
And you could always add more. So we'll add just a little bit. And then if we need more in the end, we can add some more.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, looks good.
Awesome. So now we just have our beans and our oil. You can kind of see the oil on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay,
Very
what's
nice.
next? What do you think?
Let's do the lemon next.
Awesome.
So we are going to, let's see, like that. Take our lemon here and we're going to cut it in half. And I think we're going to use about the juice of half of the lemon. So I'm going to cut the lemon in half this way and being very careful because I don't want to cut my fingers. Perfect.
Awesome.
Got our 2 halves here. So one of them I'm going to just put aside. And then I'm going to be using my juicer here to get the lemon juice out. So the way this works is I'm going to put the lemon on top here and kind of squeeze it, get all the juice out. And this part is going to catch the seeds. And the juice is going to be in this bottom part. So you do that.
And while she is juicing the lemon, I have the sticker that was on the lemon, and it tells us a little bit more about where it was grown. So this lemon was actually grown in California, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So next time you eat maybe a lemon, an apple, a banana, take a look at the tag and see if you can, if there's a place where the produce is grown. It's kind of cool to find out a little bit more about what you're eating.
Yes. Okay. So now that we have our lemon juice, you can see here, the seeds are caught in this top part and in the bottom. See that we have our lemon juice. So we are going to add this straight to our beans. So if you're using lemon juice that you got in a bottle, how much do you think you would add?
I'd say about a tablespoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very nice. Ooh, this looks so good. Who has had bean dip before? Let us know in the comments if you've had a bean dip before.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to know.
Awesome.
Do you think we should start mashing before we add everything else?
Yeah, maybe I'll start mashing because it might take a while.
Mhm.
We're going to be using a fork to mash our beans, but you can also use a potato masher. That might be a little bit easier. We don't have one today. We just have a fork. So that's what we're going to be using. And I'm just going to kind of like smush the beans against the side of the bowl like this and until they get all squished up. So I'm going to do that over here.
Okay, and I will start working on our herbs. Ooh, I see Alexis has had 7-layer bean dip.
Ooh, awesome.
That sounds yummy. Okay, so first herb that I'm going to start cutting up is going to be our parsley. So this parsley, as you can see, actually resembles our kale a little bit that we had a few weeks ago. So it's really curly. And there's actually some flat leaf parsley hidden in here. So if you can see, there's 2 different kinds of parsley. And since we got this from the store and it was kind of just out and about, we're going to wash it before we use it. So I'm going to use the colander again and rinse it out. It's always good to wash all your produce. A little mix. This took probably a long journey. Let's see where this came from. Oh, it says a product of the USA. So not exactly sure where it's from, but I'm sure it traveled pretty far. So let me take a few sprigs.
So how much are we going to be using today?
Let's
What do you
see.
think?
On our recipe, it says
A quarter cup.
quarter cup. So since we're actually doing half of our recipe, we'll do about 2 tablespoons of our fresh herbs. So here is one of our sprigs. We're only going to be using the top layers here, or the top leaves. So I'm going to pull those off, which is going to leave us with our stem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably do about 2. So pulling them off, and then these parts you can move to your compost pile, which can help you get new soil to grow some vegetables in your garden, things like that. So have my my herbs here, and I'm just going to chop them up into tiny pieces so they are easier to bite into.
Yes, to the beans we have. While Miss Maren's doing that, I want to show you what the beans look like. So they're all mashed up like this. There's like some beans that are still whole. So if you want it all mashed up, you can keep mashing. Or if you like a little bit of the whole beans in there, you can keep it like this.
So after we chop up this parsley, we're going to have a lot left over. So what are some other things that you think we could do with our parsley? If you have any suggestions in the comments, let us know what you think we should do with our leftover parsley.
What would you do with it?
Parsley is really good. I like it on top of pasta. You can do that. Especially like a lemon pasta is really good.
Yes. Sounds good. Or maybe a rice dish. But we'd love any other suggestions because we have a lot left over.
Okay, so as you can see, our parsley went from being super big like this to now being in really fine pieces. So let's take this little stem out. We're going to add this to our bean dip now.
Awesome. Ooh, I love the color of it too. It's very fresh.
Hi, and Miss Maria.
Okay, and I'm just gonna mix this in. Put it in a salad. Yes, a salad would be awesome. Add some fresh flavor. And someone else says make garlic parmesan wings. Ooh, in the air fryer with parsley.
That sounds awesome. Sounds really good. Okay, so our next herb that we're going to add is our rosemary. So rosemary is more of a harder herb, whereas parsley is, softer herb. So this has a thicker stem, and you often find this dried too. You find all herbs dried. So we're going to use, how much does it say on our recipe?
It says 4 teaspoons.
4 teaspoons. Okay, so I'll rinse this off. And since we are having our recipe, we're only going to use 2 teaspoons. So we'll do a teaspoon of rosemary and a teaspoon of thyme.
Ooh.
So for the rosemary, it kind of looks like maybe like a Christmas tree or like a pine tree. So you're going to take off the needles, I guess, these little leaves. And we're going to chop those up really fine and add it to our bean dip.
Yes. So we're not going to be eating the stem part of it, just the leaves.
Yep. So this part we'll put in our compost.
Perfect. This looks good. And this is an awesome recipe because you can use any kind of herbs that you like or that you might have. So I think this recipe might be really good with basil. I think that would be a nice, fresh taste. If you were going to add any other herbs, what would you add?
I think maybe I would add some cilantro to it. I think that could be good.
I love cilantro. Awesome.
Yeah, leave in the comments what other herbs you would add. Very nice. And so now we're going to have leftover rosemary too. What do you usually do with your leftover rosemary?
I like putting rosemary on roasted potatoes. So having your potato pieces and putting them in oil, and then rosemary and any other herbs that I have. I like doing that, and then just roasting them in the oven. That's always good. I actually have a rosemary plant at my house, so I can have fresh rosemary, which is awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have to plant rosemary every year?
No, I have it in a big pot. So in the summertime, it's outside. In the winter, we take it inside and keep it in the kitchen. So it's like fresh rosemary all year, which is awesome.
Okay, so now I have my rosemary that's really finely chopped up. So we're going to add that. And Miss Maria's going to mix that
I'm going to
up.
mix this in. This looks so good. I want to show a close up here.
Yeah.
Look at that color, the green color in there. It looks super fresh and it smells really good. So I'm so excited to try this.
Okay, and so our last herb we're going to add is our thyme.
And
And these smell so good. If you ever find thyme or rosemary either outside in your garden or even in your spice cabinet, take a minute to maybe smell them. They smell super good, super delicious. So this is what thyme looks like.
Ooh.
Again, resembles more of a tree, I feel like.
Yes.
And we're only going to use the softer parts, so we're going to use the leaves here as well.
Yeah. Thyme has pretty small leaves, though. Taking those off, and then we'll chop them up. Ooh. It smells so good here. We have all these herbs. Awesome.
Very nice. Thyme is so good. I have thyme in my garden at home, and thyme is one of the herbs that comes up every year. So thyme and chives, which would actually be another good one to
that would have been good.
Our dip. They come up every year. So in the winter, they kind of just die off, get covered in snow. But by the time spring comes, got some fresh chives and thyme.
Awesome. What do you like to cook with thyme?
Thyme. I like to put it on chicken and in salad dressings. If you put fresh or even dried herbs in your salad dressings, it makes your salad taste so awesome.
Yeah.
So, highly recommend.
Awesome. Sounds really good.
Okay, so have our thyme here.
All right, putting our thyme in, and we'll mix this up again. And then I think we just have to add our salts and our garlic powder. So do you want to add those in while I'm mixing?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it says, well, let's add, did you add this yet?
I did not add.
Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of garlic powder too. Garlic powder is an awesome spice. It's just like dried ground up garlic. And it's going to add a lot of flavor, which is awesome.
Yes.
So we'll add a little sprinkle.
Just a little sprinkle. We don't want to have too much because we have so many other herbs in here. We want to be able to taste all of them.
And then a little bit of salt. This says 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to do less than that. And remember, you can always add more. It's really hard to add less. So we'll add a little bit and we'll taste it. And sometimes you need to add more, and that's okay.
Awesome.
So I'm going to just pour it in my hand first, because if I poured it right into the dip, if I accidentally over poured, that would be a lot of salt. So have a little handful here. A little sprinkle. We'll just do that.
Great, awesome. So now we're just mixing it all up. And this looks really good. I'm excited for this.
Me too. Now, if you're at home and you have a blender or a food processor, you could also use that. But as you watch Miss Maria, all it takes is a fork and a little bit of muscle, and you can blend your own by hand, which is awesome.
Ooh, it looks good. So this is the texture of it. So it's not super smooth, but I'm very excited to try this. So like we said earlier, we have baby carrots and crackers that we're going to be trying with this, so we taste it. So let's go get those.
So this is such a great snack because beans have a lot of protein in them. So protein is super good for our muscles and helping to keep us full. So you can have this maybe between breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, or even with your lunch, and it will help keep you full, which is awesome. Yeah, and it's a good form of protein that's not a meat, because some people think that only meat will give you protein, but there's a lot of other vegetables, such as beans, that will give you protein and keep you full.
Yeah, and something really awesome about beans is that it counts as a protein and a vegetable. So if we remember my plate, it has 5 groups on there, 5 food groups. So it has fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. And beans are super special because they go in the vegetable group and the protein group. So that's one reason I love beans so much.
Ooh, awesome. So chips, perfect. Chips
awesome.
would be awesome too. And we also have these crackers as well. So maybe we'll try both.
Yeah, I think we should try both. Yeah, we got these crackers at the dollar store. So I'm going to put this into our little cups, and then we're gonna try them.
Ooh, it looks so good.
I think, Miss Maren, didn't we have a bean joke?
We did have
How could we forget?
joke. Okay, so
Dun, 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 dun.
what did the mama green bean say to her son who got home late?
What?
Where have you been? Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
We also have a lemon joke too.
Ooh.
Why was the lemon sad?
Oh, why?
It lost all of its zest.
That
Too
is
funny.
hilarious. Awesome.
I love it.
Those are great.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So, would you like to try it first?
I would love to. Here, I'll move all
Okay.
this out of the way and then we can look at our final product.
I know.
So, we have our dip, our carrots,
Our dip and our crackers.
and our nice.
So since Miss Maren's trying it first, I'm gonna go far enough away so she can take her mask off. So see you in a moment.
Bye. Okay, so I have my dip. I'm gonna take my mask off so I can see it. I'm gonna give it a smell first. Ooh, it smells really good. I smell the beans and I smell the rosemary, super strong, and even a little lemon. I'm super excited. So I am going to eat it with a carrot first, and then maybe I'll try with a cracker after. Mmm. That's really good. You can definitely taste the parsley. And parsley is really good for you, actually. So if someone recommended putting it in a salad, that would be awesome. Ooh, this is so good. And you taste a little bit of the lemon, and I love lemon, so that's perfect. And now let me try it with a cracker, too. These are garden vegetable crackers. Mmm. Very good. I think I like it with the carrot best. Miss Maria, your turn.
Ooh, I'm excited. So do you think we added enough salt?
I think so, but I'm not sure. You might.
Okay.
You might want more.
Okay, awesome. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Okay, so I think I'm also going to start with the carrots, dipping the carrots in. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. All right, so. Mmm. Wow, that is so good. It tastes so fresh. You can definitely taste the parsley, and the lemon is nice. It's like a little bit sour. And I totally recommend it. This is so good. I love the beans too, and I like the texture of it. Oh, and we have a question in the chat. Do I put the dip in the little cup? You can if you want. We just didn't want to be eating out of the same bowl. And I think it's more fun to have a little cup. Oh, yours smells amazing. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, the herbs really, they add a lot to it. It smells so good. And I want to also try it with the crackers. Awesome. So there we go. Let me show you a close-up. You can see the green on there. Yeah, let's try. Mmm. Wow, that's really good. It reminds me a little bit of hummus, which is usually made with chickpeas. And that would be another great option if you want to use chickpeas in this instead. But it is so good. I'm excited to keep eating this after the live is over. So awesome. Oh, and you heated yours too. Awesome. So we did not, but I'm curious to taste what that is like also. Maybe we'll have to try that next time. Awesome. All right. yay. Oh, I'm so happy that other people are making this as well. This is so exciting. And I think it would be cool to be heated. And you could probably even, if you kept it cold, you could probably add some cheese if you wanted to. Maybe some feta cheese or something like that. I think that would be really good. And you can use other vegetables to dip in the dip. What else do you think would be good?
Maybe cucumbers or celery might be good. What else?
Yeah, I bet you could even put this on a sandwich, which would be yummy with maybe some turkey and cheese. Add a little even more protein, or even just cheese and lettuce.
Yeah.
The options are endless.
Yes, this is so good. I definitely recommend making this. I think this is actually my favorite recipe we've made so far. So that's how good it is.
And we will, I believe the full recipe is in the comments on the bottom. So if you're not making it and you want to in the future, they're going to be in the description.
Awesome. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We will be doing another cooking corner live next week, even though it's spring break. We're still going to be doing it on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And same time, same place. You can find the link on our channel. And next week we are making cereal bars. Woo. Very exciting. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. And on that video, we will have the ingredients in the description if you want to cook along with us. All right, awesome. So,
yay, I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yes. All right. Bye. See everyone next time.
Bye. Thank you.